This morning I did a little more necromancy and undeadified some Krieg Death Riders. And now it's time to add some paint. Now, to be real honest, I'm kind of looking at these dudes as a real stress test for my all gouache, all the time painting process. To this point, the only minis I've painted entirely with gouache paints have been small, just infantry kind of sized unit. And now these horses have a decent amount of just smooth, relatively flat surfaces on them. And so does gouache paint work in this circumstance? Can I use it as the models increase in size? And so that's what I'm aiming to try today. When I first started painting with these gouache paints, I really followed the exact process that I used with oils, in that I'd sort of apply this thin wash over the whole model first, and then use a blue shop towel to sort of mop it away from any of the high points, the highlights, and sort of make that white-ish highlight. But I've since found that after applying this thin sort of wash, kind of like a contrast paint or a speed paint, I just let it dry, which happens much faster than oils. And then go back over it to start creating more depth and highlights and different colors. And so for these guys, like this whole army, I'm just using this magenta first. Well, confession time. See, everything that you've seen up to this point, and including when I painted all of these, was done like a week ago because, well, like in the words of Dr. Ian Malcolm, life finds a way. Yeah, because life found a way to get in the way of doing this stuff. But now that this is a week old, let's really test the reactivity, the reactivation of this gouache paint. When I first got these guys, before I started building them, I really considered replacing all of the horse heads with skulls, not just the heads of the actual riders. But then I decided to maybe lean into the sort of ethereal vibe that I've been going with this whole force. And so I'm just going to use the reactivation of this paint by thinning down, by diluting the white paint, just white, and then painting it over top. And because there's quite a bit of water, because that paint is quite diluted, it really mixes with that base layer quite a bit. And so by just using a single color, I can get quite a bit of variation in tone. I can go as light or as close to white as I want, or really let it mix in with that base layered magenta. So I think that works out pretty nicely for these horsies. It's kind of subtle, but I think the contrast will get pumped up as we pump some more colors around this dude. But also this whole army, force, whatever I'm doing with these Undead Guard is all about subtlety with these pastel colors. But anyways, we're gonna add tan, some of this light gray blue, lilac, emerald green, and then lemon yellow. So for the most part, each of these colors is really just all being done with a single color, just building it up over top of this magenta base layer. And because each layer sort of mixes into the layer below it, by doing that we slowly build up to this color, like tan, for all of the leathery brown bits, for instance. And while I'm primarily just working with a single color for each area or texture or thing, whatever, one color at a time, the one spot on these guys where I've gone with one additional color is adding this lemon yellow over top of the emerald green. Because I've sort of picked out all of the armor bits as areas of focus, of interest, and so by smushing some of this yellow into that bluey green, I create, I don't know, a nice fun pop of contrast that I really like. Oh, come on. Now, I think I started this video saying that I was stress testing my gouache painting. I think it was a week ago, so who knows at this point. But let's assume I said that. And I ended up really stress testing this by leaving the base coat on there for like a week, rather than 15 minutes or however long it normally takes to dry. But I'm really liking how these fellas turned out. Even waiting a week, you can still reactivate the gouache paints and allow for all of the fun texture and pseudo sort of blending that I really like with these paints. We are a few days away from GameCon Canada in Edmonton, which I'm going to, so that is the 19, 20, and 21, and then we actually move. So this might be, now I think I'm gonna do maybe 1 or 2 videos left in this space, and then you won't see me for probably a couple of weeks while we move. But thank you so much for watching. You are awesome, and hopefully I'll see you right away.